Okay.
Yeah, they'll be behind us. So. All right, Gators. Well, it is time to start our From Sherman to West, the West Middle School registration meeting. We do have Miss Matthews, Mr. Moore, Mr. Stoffer is going to join us in a minute. And then we do have Mr. Whitmore, who is the principal up at West, and Mr. Miller, who you might know his wife as Miss Miller from our school. He's going to be joining us as well. So first up, we are going to have Mr. Whitmore. Mr. Whitmore, go ahead and take it away.
Hello, Sherman. I'm really excited to get you guys up to West and have you join the dog family. It's an unusual year, but it's a great time to be a dog, and it's a great time to be a Gator. Want to take this opportunity to introduce myself to you, but we're excited to have you with us. Can't wait to get started.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and start this PowerPoint here. Mr. Whitmore, can you see the PowerPoint screen?
Yes.
All right, so I'll just go ahead and switch it as you kind of talk about it, if that's all right.
All right, so let's see if I can actually do that. All right, so this is what your schedule is going to look like next year. In middle school, we're going to have you're going to have 7 to 8 different teachers during the day, which is kind of exciting because you're moving around the building on your own. Spend about 47 minutes with each of them. Get a 30-minute lunch. School day starts a little earlier. You're getting into class about 7:39, and we will have about between 3 and 4 minutes to transition between classes. That sounds scary, but after about a week, it becomes old hat. You're moving around the building like a champ. School day ends at 2:39, and Wednesdays 1:39 for the 1 hour early release. And on those days, you don't have your 4th period class, and each class is just a little bit shorter. All right, our lunch it will be for 6th grade between 4th and 5th period. The lunch cost is going to be determined over the cost of the summer, but it won't change much from what you're paying now. Our expectations in the lunchroom are the same that you have as Gators. You act respectfully, you clean up after yourself, you stay in your seat until you're released to go, you quiet down and listen when anybody speaks on the microphone and tries to get your attention. Use of technology in lunchroom is only at indicated times and tables with no food. So we have this, what we call the dog cafe, where we have special seating that after you've eaten, you can go, if you're showing the expectations that we have for dogs, you can go over there and sit and use your computer over there to play games, to listen to music, to relax as part of your lunchtime.
Now, talking about lunch really quick, our school is 100% free lunch. Do we have options? Because I know I've gotten a couple questions from parents. Are there options up at West for that same type of program to continue?
You will be able to fill out the application online and at registration in order to continue getting free lunch. About 75% of our students receive free lunch, and so that the program's definitely in place. You get free breakfast, and then if you qualify for free lunch, you get free lunch. All right, responsibility here, West 1-to-1. All students have their own laptop. You take it home every day at the end and make sure it's charged. It's returned at the end of the year, or if you transfer out. You can pay insurance for $23. This allows the laptop to be completely replaced if damage occurs. So if it falls off the desk and the screen breaks, you just get a different laptop. Otherwise, your family is responsible for replacing any costs, making any repairs. You need to charge your computer every night in order to be prepared for school the next day. Laptops are used frequently in each class. So some of our curriculum is digital. For instance, your science curriculum, Amplify, is completely online. There is no textbook. Our math curriculum uses a lot of online tools. Our ELA curriculum, you're going to be using OneNote a ton. Probably after this experience, Teams a lot more. So always have your laptop ready to go. You may not use it in class, but it's better to be prepared every time. Always carry your laptop in a backpack or the protective bag we provide, because we don't want it getting jostled, dropping it, and breaking it in the halls. It's a big responsibility, but every student does it and every student can handle it.
Now I'm going to jump in here really quick. Luckily, Gators, we have been doing great with Microsoft Teams all year long. So that's going to really help you guys on that. It's not going to be anything new. The only thing that's going to be new is you guys are going to be going from an iPad to a laptop. So that part will be new. But as far as the functionality that you guys currently have, it's not going to change a whole lot. And you guys have been doing amazing with that. So next up, we're going to show a video here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I will tell you, Gators, that you guys have more expertise in Teams than any students who currently go to West. Where you've been using it all year, most West students only started really using it during this time away from the building. You guys will walk in as experts in something we're doing, which is really cool for you.
Yeah, exactly. And Mr. Stoffer, is there anything you wanted to say on that front? I see you were able to finally jump in and join us.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, it took me a little bit to get patched in. Then my headphones weren't working there for a second as well with my mic. But from what I just gathered, yes, we're excited about the tools that these kids have for you, Mr. Whitmore. They are a pretty good group. We're excited about them. And I think as they learn a little bit more about West, they're going to be excited about attending West.
We're excited to have them.
Awesome. Well, up next, we have a little bit of video kind of showcasing the school as a whole for you guys.
Hi, I'm Mr. Whitmore. I'm the principal here at West. You're about to watch a video that's going to tell you a lot about how West is and how we go about things here. Listen, learn, and we can't wait to meet you this fall.
Hello, fifth graders. Hey, my name is Mr. Helwich, and I have the privilege of welcoming all of our incoming future West dogs to West Middle School. So come along, we're gonna walk inside here. We are entering West Middle School, and this is the front of the office area. And I'm gonna show you one of the areas that you guys are gonna get to know really well, and that is our commons, also known as our cafeteria. West Middle School, even though we are an older school, almost 50 years old, we are looking really good, as you can see here. Sixth grade, most of your classes will be in one hallway, and it is separated from the other two grade levels, 7th and 8th grade, and that is the 600 hall. You can see there above my shoulder is the 600. It's called Adventure Avenue. Lockers are in two places in our hallways, up here in the front of the school, and then also the back hallway on the other side of the 600 hall. This is an area, our library, that is open to students in the mornings. You'll come in to the cafeteria, which I've already showed you, and grab your breakfast, and then we will release students to either come to the library if you want and do just that. You can work on homework or read a book or play games before classes start in the morning, or you'll head to the gym, which is the next area I'll show you. We have two gyms here at West, our auxiliary gym, and then this is the larger of the two, our big main gym. And this is the place where behind me you can see the bleachers. That's where we will do our assemblies, which exciting times that we are able to share with you and invite you to join us in just having fun together as either a whole grade level or a whole school right here in this main gym. Also, this is of course where we play basketball, volleyball, and do other things, PE classes and other activities. And Mr. Miller, who is our athletics director, will tell you more about the different activities and sports that you can be involved in, even as a sixth grader here at West.
Welcome, future West Dogs. My name is Mrs. Parsons, and I am one of the counselors here at West Middle School, and I serve students with the last names M through Z. When you move into middle school, you are going to be moving from one classroom that you're used to having several throughout the day. We do have a 4-minute passing period to help you get from class to class. Just wanted to remind you that all 6th graders have lunch together, so you'll be able to sit and eat and have a good time with your friends. And at the beginning of the school year, we will help you get a device. We've attached a PowerPoint that has more detailed information if you want to take a look at that. Just wanted to let you know that we will be here to help you when you show up, and we cannot wait to meet you.
Hello, soon-to-be 6th graders. I'm Miss Martin, and I am one of the school counselors at West. If your last name starts with A through L, then I will be your counselor next year. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you will be able to choose your classes for 6th grade. So you should all have been sent a link to an online form, and that's how you're going to let us know what classes you're going to be interested in taking next year, because you have a few things that you get choices about. The first question on the form is to put your name. Please, please, please put your full name so that we know who you are. Because if we don't get this information from you, if we can't connect it to you, then we get to pick your classes. So after that, you'll be asked questions about if you're interested in a class called Accelerated Math 6. And that is where your math class for the year would cover all of 6th grade math and some of 7th grade math. And it sets you up to be able to get high school credit during your 8th grade year here at West. So if you love math, and if you are up for a challenge, because it is more work to do a 1.5 years worth of math in 1 year, then that's something you can sign up for. There's also a question about if we're able to offer it, if you'd be interested in an advanced English course. So kind of same deal as math if you love English and you're up for a challenge. So in 6th grade, you have 4 electives that you get to choose from. You can be in beginning band, where you learn to play things like the flute or the clarinet or the trumpet or the saxophone or the drums. You could be in beginning orchestra, and that's violin, viola, and cello. You could do choir, where you're singing. It's called voice for 6th graders. Or you could do something called the wheel. And the wheel is where you rotate throughout the year into different electives. So you'll do 8 or 9 weeks of one class, and then 8 or 9 weeks of the next class, and then 8 or 9 weeks of the 3rd class, and 8 or 9 weeks of the 4th class. And typically those classes, they can change, but they're typically things like PE, computers, art, a class called STEM with Mr. Weller, where you get to build things and design projects and do some hands-on stuff. So those are your options. On the online form, it lets you rank them. So you put the class that you are most interested in at the top, and then the rest of them in the order that you want to take them. And that will let us know where we should put you for your elective. And it's really important that you think really carefully about that, because we can't go back and change it 5 different times at the beginning of the year. We put you in what you asked for, and that's what you get. So that's the important part of the course selection form. At the very end, there's a couple other questions about some other classes that are possibly available to you. One is yearbook. We can only take a couple of 6th graders in the yearbook class. But if that's something you're interested in, you can select yes on that question, and we will send you the application. Same thing with leadership. So we will have some 6th grade students selected for leadership, where you help plan activities and really do a lot to lead your grade. If that's something that you are interested in, again, select yes on that, and we will send you whatever application material you will need for that. So I hope that answers your questions, and I hope you have a great day and a great end to 5th grade.
All right, that's a good overview video there. Up next, we have Mr. Miller, who's going to talk to you guys about the sports up at West. I know a few of you guys are excited about that, and a few of you girls are excited about that as well. So, Mr. Miller, it is all you. You're muted.
There we go. Thought I clicked it. Did not click it. Hi, Gators. I'm Mr. Miller. As Mr. Keefe mentioned, I am married to Mrs. Miller that you are probably familiar with at Sherman. I'm the athletic director at West, in charge of all of our sports there. I also teach robotics and a couple other classes that Mr. Whitmore will share with me later. But I got a lot going on at West, and we're very excited to have you come join our West Athletics program and just be a part of our school. So you can see on your screen some of the sports that 6th graders can do. We do have other sports at the school. In the fall, we offer football for 8th grade, volleyball for 7th and 8th grade, and we have cross country for 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then throughout the rest of the year, we have wrestling, we have basketball for boys and girls, cheerleading, and track and tennis as well. So there is a small fee to join, but we are an official school team. We got uniforms for you. We got some really cool stuff, and it's a ton of fun to be involved with all that. So very excited for you guys to come in and be a part of our program. We have a little promo video that we're going to share with you a little bit that'll go over how to register, what the costs are, and what sports are available to you coming up this fall and throughout your 6th grade year. Yeah, welcome to West. We're excited to have you.
All right, and as I'm getting that video synced up with us, I heard a story not too long ago about a sports legend from West Middle School. Hopefully we'll be able to get him on the video here soon. But here is the video for sports. All right, that's awesome there. Mr. Miller is going to jump back on to talk a little bit more about sports.
Yeah, if you can see the screen that Mr. Keefe still has up there, it says westdogs.org. That's our athletics website. That's where you can do your registration and get all of your schedule information and everything. For cross-country running, it's really important to get registered soon. The registration is open now. You can go fill out the form today if you'd like. But if you saw in the video, cross-country starts a week before school does. So it's important to get your registration filled out and completed so we have contact information for you. That way your coaches can reach out to you, tell you when your first practices are, and get you ready to go. So we'll see you soon, Gators.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Miller, for that. What's great about the video that you shared, I did see a few former Gators on there, so that's always fun to see. Now, speaking of Gators, here is a legend of West Middle School. He is going to talk to you guys, and next time you see him, you might want to ask him for his autograph. So, Mr. Stauffer, take it away.
You're too kind, Mr. Keefe. Gators, I was a former dog. I did play in some of the sports there at West. Back in my day, we won a couple of championships. But one thing you may not know is that at one point in time, I was a 4'11" point guard for the West Dogs. And I think I weighed maybe 80 pounds. Oh my, how things have changed. So I think they buried some of those things in the record there, Mr. Whitmore. But during the days, we weren't too bad. We won some football championships and won some basketball championships as well. So West is a great place. It has a special place in my heart. I spent some time there, learned a lot of good things. But as you just saw some of those athletics, I really encourage you to get involved in one of those teams. It teaches you a lot. It gets you involved in the school a little bit more, and you have an opportunity to meet some new friends and also have some really good coaches. So I strongly encourage you guys to be a part of it. Now, Mr. Keefe, I don't know about legend, but we did leave a legendary mark. Let's leave it that way. Those teams were pretty good. We went on to a lot of other championships too during the time frame a little bit later on. So anyway, well, Gators right now, I just wanted to thank you for being here. I want to thank Mr. Whitmore and Mr. Miller for spending some time with us as well. You have something special as fifth graders moving on to West. There's not another school and another staff that I would want you to be a part of at this juncture of your careers. You have a place for you to be at. I'm going to have Mr. Whitmore talk a little bit more, and then I have one concluding surprise afterwards. So, Mr. Whitmore, if you have a few more things, I'll turn some time over to you. You're on mute. Still on mute.
And back on.
There we go. You're good.
Turned it off, back on, back off, back on. Well, I wanted to reiterate something that Mr. Stauffer said, that how important it is to be involved in your school. Your middle school years are what you make of them. If you get in, get involved, be connected, be a leader, it's you that makes West amazing. And this is your opportunity coming in the door to really be foundational and be a big deal at West. Because every day you walk in those doors, you have a chance to make yourself and those around you great. We can't wait to have you. Can't wait to see you. Thank you for the opportunity to let me talk to you today.
Thank you, Mr. Whitmore. One other thing, Mr. Whitmore, that we've done, I want you to be aware of. We are so excited about our Gators joining West that we actually have made a T-shirt. The T-shirt has a West dog on front, and on the back it says "From a Gator to a Dog," and it shows a Sherman Gator and then the West dog again. Fifth grade students, when you come to drop off your devices, we will have those shirts for you to pick up. The shirts aren't necessarily going to be the cool greens that we have taught you to love so much, but they will be red and white so that you can gain a new love for your new school. And I encourage you to grow in that love towards them. They have a lot to offer you. The classes that they have are amazing. The staff that they have are going to help you become better students and better individuals. I'm so excited for this opportunity that we have to at least demonstrate this a little bit. We wish we could do it in person with you, but this is the next best thing. I really am excited about that. And we have one last piece that we'll turn some time over back to Mr. Keefe, and he has a few things to sum this all up for us. So thank you all again, Gators. So excited for you guys to become dogs.
All right, thanks, Mr. Stauffer, about that stuff there, and had no clue that you were a legend from West Middle School. That's just amazing. Up next, to kind of share
I have some pictures too.
Ooh, those would be great to see. We have to get a hold of those. Up next, we are going to have Miss Matthews jump on really quickly to talk to you about the few things that she's been doing with ELA in regards to our promotion ceremony. And then I'll jump on to wrap it all up. Miss Matthews, you're up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been working hard on that promotion slide. You should have one slide of your name, your graduation year, which is 2027. You're not graduating this year. You are being promoted to middle school this year. So make sure that your promotion slide says 2027 on it. And then you should also have future, and then your future occupation. What do you want to do when you grow up? And a picture, maybe a thank you note or something. Not too much more to add tomorrow, so make sure that you get done today and you'll be done with your slide for promotion. We will be doing another live event just like this for promotion, so we want to make sure that all those slides are done on time and that they look great.
All right, thanks, Ms. Matthews, for that. And yes, just want to reiterate that our 5th grade promotion will be next Friday, May 22nd at 2 p.m. It will be the same format, so be looking for those links middle next week. And then also this video will be, or it has been recorded, and it will be posted to share out as well. And then lastly, we will send you guys all this information in an email, a remind message to your parents, and then we'll post it on Teams as well for the link to get you guys registered for your classes next year at West. But we thank you guys for joining us this time. Thanks to Mr. Whitmore, Mr. Miller, Mr. Stauffer, Ms. Matthews, and Mr. Moore for joining us. And remember, as always, it is great to be a Gator, and soon you'll be able to say it's great to be a Bulldog. We'll talk to you guys later. And we're clear.